Are you planning on starting a BSF farm, or you're into it and you want to grow it or commercialize it? Today I want to walk you through the step-by-step method of starting a BSF farm from scratch and raising it or commercializing it. So if you want to learn more about BSF and how to start as a complete beginner, stay with me to the end of the video. You will learn how to start up your BSF farm and take it to the next level. So what is BSF farming? BSF farming is all about cultivating the black soldier flies and using their larvae to feed animals like chicken, fish, pig, and so on. So the larva is essential. It's a supplementary feed to feed animals. So it will help cut down the cost of purchasing of feed for your animal. So BSF farm is essential. So if you want to start a BSF farm, the first thing you will need a net. They call it love net. You need a net. You can measure the net and sew in the market, or you can buy the net as a whole. But please do not use mosquito net because it has some chemical in it that can affect the flies. So get this net like mine. I sewed it, I measured the yards, and I gave to a tailor to design it for me. So you need a net to start with. Perhaps you want to start with one net. You can start with one net. Like mine, I started with 5 nets. Now I have 9 nets. So the net is a engine power of the BSF farm. When you get your net, you hang your net. So you hang it and then you make a transparent zinc. Try to put a transparent zinc up. It will help the sunlight. The flies need sunlight. It will help them have enough sunlight so that they can lay egg. So once you get your net and hang it, you need what they call eggies. This is the eggies. It's just a wood, 2 pieces of wood. Make sure it fits together, and then use a rubber band to hold it together. So the flies lay in this small space here in between the 2 wood. So you can start with a wood. This is what they call eggies. It's just 2 pieces of wood bound together with a rubber band like this. So this is where they lay their egg. They lay their egg. So you have these 2 wood, then you band it together. That's the eggies. So you will need some eggies for your black soldier fly. This is where they lay the egg. Then you need to get the egg. Once you have the egg, you grow it to pupa stage. Then you use it for your net. If you don't have the egg, you can purchase a pupa or get a pupa. Then you put your pupa in the net. Pupa is those black soldier fly larvae that is dormant. It's not moving. It has stopped eating. It's from there the fly emerge. It emerges from the pupa. So you need to get your pupa and place in the love net. Once you get your pupa, you place in the love net, you get your eggies. Another thing you need is an attractant, something that is very smelly. You can use different attractant. You can use chicken manure. You ferment it for 3 days. So the more fermented your attractant is, the better, and the more it smells is the better. So your attractant needs to be a smelly substance that will attract the black soldier flies to lay egg in these eggies. So you place your eggies on the attractant. When you bring your attractant, make sure it's wet. Then you place a net on your attractant, maybe in a bowl. Place your net on the attractant. As I say, it can be chicken manure that is fermented. It can be fermented food or whatever that is very smelly. So you place your eggies on the attractant and then you place it in the net. The attractant it makes the fly come to the eggies and lay in the eggies because they want their larvae to have food to eat. So the smell of the attractant enable them to lay egg in the eggies. So they lay egg where they fed their larvae will have enough food. So the smell attract them. So it needs, the more smeller the something is, the substance is, the more fermented it is, the better. So you place your attractant and then you place your eggs. Like mine, in this net, in this one net, I place up to 8 eggs, like this, 8 of them. I put them on each other, 8 of them, so they lay on the eggs. Then after you place your egg, you need to be harvesting them 2 days. So when you harvest your egg, when you remove your eggs from the net, what you do is that you scrape the egg out of the eggs. So you see them lay in between this. You scrape it out and then you feed them. They need to be fed immediately. After scraping it out, you place it on a substrate. Yes, you use a substrate that has so much nutrient so that they will grow. They are called pre-larva or nuellet. So you place your nuellet on a substrate that has nutrients so that they will grow in 5 days. After 5 days, you place them in another substrate. Yes, and then you expand them. You put little in each container of substrate. From there they will grow, and all this process take 40 to 45 days for them to reach the pupa stage. But if you are planning to feed your animal with it, perhaps 12 days is okay. You can harvest and then separate the frass from the larva. What is after the substrate put for them, after they feed on it, what is left is frass, which is dark in color. This is the frass. You can use it as fertilizer for your farm. It can also be sold to farmers. They use it it has high nutritional value for the crop. So after this process, as I say, if you want to feed your animal 12 days, 13 days, 14 days, harvest them. They are milk in color. You can harvest the larva and then feed your animal. It can be pig, it can be fish, it can be chicken. You can feed them with it at that stage because the protein level at that stage is really high. So you feed them with it. But if you want to allow it to go to the pupa stage so that it can also produce more of the fly, you will not leave them, feed them again, maybe separate the frass, put another substrate and put them on the substrate in the container. After they stop moving, you see them black in color, they stop moving. You collect them and bring them to the net. In few days time, they will emerge as flies. Flies will emerge out of the pupa, and then the flies will lay egg, and the cycle continues. So that is how to cultivate black soldier fly. So if you are starting and you get this pupa, they can lay egg. After they lay egg, you take it, you place the egg on your substrate and have more larvae. You can send all of them to the net so that it will multiply. So at a stage where you have enough of the flies, you can now start feeding your fish with, depending on what you are looking at. If you are looking at commercializing the business, then you need to be sending more of your larvae to the love net. You need to cultivate them so that they will become pupa, and then you bring the pupa to the love net. But if you have enough, at a time you have enough, then 30% of the larvae should be sent to the net. You will keep 30% to become pupa and then send them to the net. So that's how to cultivate it. So you need to scale up, you need to grow it. It takes time also. It's not it takes time. As I said, the first stage, like when I started, the first 45 days, of course, I took all of them back to the net. I didn't use it to feed my animal. So because I need to scale up, I need to eat in a larger scale. So I took all the harvest I got, all the larvae. I fed them well and they become pupa, and I took all the pupa to the love net so that I will have more of the flies and of course more of the egg. So this is how the step-by-step way of starting this BSF farming. It's not difficult, but you need to have a space, and I said a space where there is ventilation. These flies don't need to be stuffy in a stuffy place. They need ventilation. Like my place is an open place, so there is cross movement of air. They need ventilation. And then the net, these flies, they survive for 8 days. As the fly emerge out of the pupa, they survive for 8 days. So it needs, what do they need to survive? Only water. Only water. So they need to be sustained with water. It's water that sustains them. The flies for 8 days. They are sustained with water. So you need a bowl that you soak your cotton wool and place in the bowl and keep it in the love net so that they will drink the water. Or towel you can soak and keep it in the love net. And then you spray your love net twice a day, especially if you are in an environment where the weather is hot. You need to spray your love net twice a day, so they are sustained with water. So immediately they lay egg, they die off. The female die off. The male, once the male met with the female, they die off, and then the female lay their egg, they also die off. So as you harvest you remove your eggs from the net, you need to also remove the dead flies, because the dead flies, when you leave it there, the odor will attract the flies, and then they will lay their egg inside the dead fly instead of laying in the eggs. So at that point you have lost your egg. So it's better to remove the dead flies. New flies emerge from the pupa. So you need to be harvesting the egg 2 days, so that they will not turn into newlet in your rough cage. So you need to harvest and take them keep them in a favorable environment, a substrate that will enable them grow. So if you didn't harvest them, they will turn to newlet in your net. So harvest them 2 days, as I said, and then remove the dead flies. So take care of your net, is the engine power, and then the substrate you use is essential as well. Use substrate that is packed with nutrients, even if it's waste packed with nutrients. Like when I harvest my egg, I use chicken feed to start up for the first 5 days, because chicken feed, the feed we use to feed our chicken, is packed with nutrients. It has all the vitamin, minerals, and protein, carbohydrate. So I use it for the first 5 days for the newlets, and it enables them to grow better. What you do is to weight the substrate. When you weight it, you place a net on the substrate and place it. You don't place them directly on the substrate. So when you do that, they hatch and then they drop into the substrate and start feeding immediately. As the more they feed, the more they grow. After 5 days, you bring them into a larger space. More substrates. You can use any other substrate like maize offer, brewery waste, food waste, but ensure that your food waste do not contain salt. They do not need salt. Salt affects them. So pepper salt, don't put them there. Use as food waste that is free from all these active ingredients like pepper and salt. So you use your food waste, and then you use different substrate that you can find in your environment. Any substrate that is accessible to you in wherever you are, and then is packed with nutrients. Any waste that is packed with nutrients, you can use it as your substrate. So the better the substrate, the faster they grow, and the bigger your fly. The bigger your fly, and then when the flies are big, they lay better, and then they are happy, they lay better, you are happy also. So take care of your love net and your substrate. And this is how to cultivate the black soldier flies. If you have any question, drop it in the comments below. Any experience you have about this farming, black soldier fly farming, drop it in the comment below so that we will all grow together. I'm bringing valuable information to you regularly about the BSF. Subscribe so that we'll grow together. We'll learn from each other. I need you to subscribe. It will enable us do better and then bring more information to you about BSF farming. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.